Yeah, that's right, it's BlackJupiter, Agent Random Edition. Hey, remember the second World Ends With You game that released? It felt like it had been forever since the last one, and it just felt so nice to return to Shibuya with fresher visuals and new music. Yeah, I'm not talking about Neo. Nope, watch out, it's the World Ends With You solo remix. I just want to take a minute to reflect back on it, because if I don't, who else will? I mean, what better time to recognize the dead? And no, I don't mean the World Ends With You series itself. See, about 3 years ago, Solo Remix specifically was sent out back and a gun was put to its head. So what better time to remember its life than 3 spins around the sun later? If you want to know the full purpose of Solo Remix's entire existence, I recommend watching my video on why the World Ends With You took so long to get a sequel. But the gist is, Square Enix wanted to remind people what the heck the World Ends With You was before making a sequel, and Solo Remix, along with an appearance in that same year as Kingdom Hearts, was the way to do that. Solo Remix was such an oddball of a game. For as long as I've been a World Ends With You fan, it was always seen as like objectively the worst entry. With only one screen, you don't get the unique dual screen combat setup that made the DS game king. And Final Remix was just a plain better version of Solo Remix. Better graphics, twice as much music, more story content, more items, the option of controlling 2 characters at once so long as they feel like permanently damaging both of your hands, more annoying battles, a much more frustrating ending. Final Remix is so good, you guys. I joke, I do love you, Final Remix, but out of my love, I will never forget your flaws. But yeah, I never ever saw people recommend new players to play Solo Remix. I saw more people recommend the dang anime as a jumping on point before Solo Remix. The only thing Solo really had going for it was that it was by far the cheapest and most accessible version of the game, with it only being 18 bucks and playable on your cell phone. I guess they also did have that thing going on for a while where you could swap out the scannable thoughts around town for tweets with whatever hashtag you wanted. As you can imagine, that was quickly removed. Y'all, if we would have gotten a port on the Wii U instead of smartphones, this would have been Miiverse. Can you just imagine that? But to be honest with y'all, I actually never played Solo Remix until I began working on this video. I'd first played Final Remix, bought the DS version later on, and then figured that I'd buy Solo Remix if I ever had $18 I had absolutely nothing better to do with. Such a day never came. I mean, it's not like I didn't have a heads up. The writing was on the wall for a minute. The game got delisted from the Google Play Store days after Neo dropped and had support ended across all platforms in 2023. And for some bizarre reason, the iOS one got delisted on the series anniversary? Is this some kind of twisted joke? However, I do love that they did actually make Support Center posts about the Android and iOS versions getting delisted. Sincerely, the World Ends With You Solo Remix management team. Mom, I have a new dream job. What do you think they did on a daily basis from 2012 to 2023? But, lo and behold, the second coming of Solo Remix came to pass. Last year, some fans put together a project called Re-Solo, a PC port of Solo Remix, now making Solo Remix even more accessible than ever before. In some ways, this is now the best version of the game, weirdly. Like, it's free. With the computer mouse, it probably has the most basic controls out of any version of the game, maybe aside from playing Final Remix in tablet mode. The game's super easy to mod now. I'd love to showcase some here, but they don't exist on account of this is the World Ends With You community, population 9 people. Anyway, did I mention this version of the game is free? So genuinely, if you or someone you know has been holding out and playing through the original game for budget reasons, Re-Solo is a great way to experience that story. I said that like this was sponsored. This video is not sponsored. Or if you just want to see what Solo Remix was like out of some dark curiosity like me, then I imagine Re-Solo will also be right up your alley. So link in the description below. I swear this is not sponsored. Playing this for the first time was so surreal, man. Like, whoa, they hadn't updated a lot of the menus and cutscenes, so these ugly borders come in and out of existence. Not to mention... okay. If I pinky promise my next video about this game is about her, can I just skip beefing with her for like one video? Please? I will say, at least for now, that her shop is absolutely not open in this port, and I do have a favorite new line of dialogue from her. What else is there to point out here? The scroll wheel on my mouse works in shops for some reason. Controlling the game with a mouse is a neat experience, although I find myself getting messed up by my dual monitor setup. And Final Remix, I allow your cursor to go past the edges of the screen and still interact with things, but obviously that isn't the case with a mouse. So sometimes when I'm dragging around stuff, I end up snagging one of my windows in like OBS or something, which is not how I think Neku Cycler are supposed to work. But I do find the mouse controls to be very comfortable, so that's nice. Would be even more nice if they were usable in Final Remix. I really thought that we'd get this with the Switch 2 since it has mouse controls, but it is not compatible. Okay, that's all, folks. Shorter video, I know, but I can't always yap for half an hour at a time. Anymore, and I'm just reviewing The World Ends With You or talking about how, oh boy, I can't wait to see how that hype chant teaser goes. Alright, let's wrap this up. Hey, while I have you here, real quick, remember that fandom I produced last year of the crossover between The World Ends With You and Raid Addis? Yeah, of course you do. Well, guess what? I'm producing another voice acting project for this channel. It's a full-length— oh right, I can't say what it is. But I can tell you that we're making the big leap from a no-budget production to a micro-budget production. Ooh, that's right, we're actually paying the actors this time. What a novel concept. We even have extra roles available. Those aren't paid, but if you just want to hear yourself in the background somewhere, live your dream. If any of this sounds like it could be your thing, the link to audition is below. Please read the document carefully. Literacy is, unfortunately, a requirement to audition. And productions like that are possible in part thanks to our patrons, the most wonderful people that I talked about all day. They are Bacon Insert Noun, Kaiser, Willpower784, Wonderland Snack, The Missing Samurai, Venforia, and Blake Jekyll. Okay, fine, next time you see me I'll talk about Coco, jeez.